Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the air squat. So we're going to go over a few movements to test that out and see if your air squat is feeling good that day or not feeling good that day. Then some things we can do to fix that if it is not feeling good. Okay, here we go. So the air squat, what we want is the hip crease below the knee at the bottom of the depth there. And then also at the top, we want to clear the hips. That's not going to be too much of a big deal for most of you guys. But at the bottom, as we go down, we want the weight on the outside part of the foot out here. And we want those knees to track out like towards the pinky toe, not over the toes like this, but just out towards that pinky toe. So we go down and we get down to the bottom. Now when you get down to the bottom, you want that hip crease below the knee. We'll go again here. Hip crease below the knee at the bottom. That's going to be the mark for good depth. Now, if you can't get down there, that's okay. We're going to do some mobility stuff in class to get you rolling with that. So let's say this. Let's say the knees, any kind of squat, air squat, back squat, whatever it is. If your knees have a hard time going out like this, and then we start coming in, down or up, we want to try and strengthen up those hips. So a good move is going to be putting on this slingshot band or anything like this around the knees. So I'll show you that here. Get around. Dun, dun. So when we put this on, we can do this when we warm up. It's a really good tool. We can also do it loaded with a barbell if that's your point of weakness there. But when you go down, we're really forcing out and trying to spread those knees apart, down and up. Boom, right there. That's going to strengthen up the hips and set you up in a good position when you don't have the band. The other thing we can do if like your chest is dropping on the squat. So let's say you're here and you just have really tight hips. When you go down, you kind of do this kind of thing. All right. Now that can happen a lot when you're tired, but as well when the hips are tight. So what we want to do is some squat therapy over on the wall. So come on over here. So we'll go ahead and face the wall and go ahead and come over here. We'll go ahead and face the wall and have our hands up. Now, the closer you get to the wall, the harder this is going to be. Okay, further away, the easier it's going to be. We're going to go hands up. Then when you squat down, same thing, knees out. And you can put the band in here with this as well, but we don't want to touch the wall as we go down. Okay, so we don't want to do this, right? I want to keep the rib cage tucked in, stay straight up, keep those arms really reaching, and if you can get super close, as close as you can, let's see if I can do it. Get down there like so without touching, the better. Okay, so everyone can do this at home. I'm sure you have 4 walls there. You can test that out, but those 2 things are really going to help improve the squat, whether it is air squat or weighted squat. Let's see. What else? Also, if the hips are pretty tight, we can do a stretch. We'll call it a couch stretch. That's really going to loosen up your hip quite a bit. So we'll take a lunge on the wall and we'll go foot back, knee down. Okay? So knees down, we're going to squeeze the glutes here. That's going to pull your hip forward. So again, you're going to be tightened up with the rib cage here, chest is up, trying to bring that hip forward. You can even lean back and kind of stretch against that side, whichever side your knee is down on. This again is something you can do before or after you do squats, but I really recommend it for after you do squats, especially weighted, just so you don't get tightened up. If you sit in a chair all day long, it's going to suck. So don't get tightened up. Do this for 2 or 3 minutes on each side. Should be good to go. But one more time for the air squat, we want to make sure that we're loading correctly. So you load here, tighten up. We go back with the hips and bend the knee at the same time. Okay, so it's not a back with the hips first, or it's not a bend the knees first. It's a simultaneous thing. You are lowering down, your knees will bend. Okay, so you go same time, hips come back, boom, get that good depth. Coming up, you're good to go. That's the air squat. Cool.